Imagine waking up one day to find out that your personal and financial information have been stolen. This was the reality for millions of Target customers in 2013. On a chilling winter morning, the news broke that Target, a renowned retail giant, was the victim of a massive data breach, a cyber attack of unprecedented scale, which affected a staggering 110 million customers. This wasn't your run-of-the-mill credit card theft. This breach saw the theft of not just credit and debit card information, but also personal contact details. The perpetrators could potentially know who you were, where you lived, and how you spent your money. It wasn't just an invasion of privacy. It was a full-blown assault on personal identities. Let's take a moment to understand the magnitude of this breach. Picture a bustling city. Now imagine every single resident of that city being a victim of theft. That's essentially what happened here, but on a global scale. 110 million people, roughly the combined population of New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, Phoenix, and Philadelphia, had their information stolen. It's a staggering number, and one that should make us all pause. The financial impact on Target was equally monumental. The breach cost the company over $200 million. To put that into perspective, that's equivalent to the GDP of a small country. This was not just a financial setback, but a blow to Target's reputation and customer trust. The data breach exposed the vulnerabilities of our increasingly digital world and raised serious questions about the safety of our personal information. It served as a stark reminder that cybercrime is not just a threat to individuals, but to corporations, and indeed our entire economy. This was no ordinary theft. It was a meticulously planned cyber-criminal operation that left a major corporation and its customers reeling. The Target data breach was a wake-up call to businesses everywhere. It underscored the urgent need for robust cybersecurity measures in an age where data has become the most valuable commodity. The Target data breach was not a one-day event. It was a series of unfortunate circumstances that unfolded over several weeks. The saga began in late November 2013, when a malicious software or malware was installed in Target's security and payments system. This malware was not just any run-of-the-mill cyber threat. It was a sophisticated piece of code that was designed to steal credit and debit card information from unsuspecting customers. The breach went undetected for weeks, silently siphoning off data and sending it to the attackers. The malware was so well disguised that even Target's advanced security systems failed to pick it up. The grim reality of the situation only came to light when cybersecurity journalist Brian Krebs broke the news in mid-December. By then, the damage was already done. The malware had been active for nearly 3 weeks, and the personal information of millions of customers was at risk. Once aware of the breach, Target swung into action. They collaborated with law enforcement agencies and hired external experts to investigate the breach. The malware was promptly removed from their system, but not before it had pilfered the data of nearly 40 million credit and debit cards. In the weeks that followed, Target's top priority was to contain the damage and regain customer trust. They offered free credit monitoring and identity theft protection to all customers who shopped during the breach period. They also replaced all compromised cards and overhauled their payment systems to prevent such incidents in the future. However, the damage was far-reaching and the recovery process was slow. The breach had a significant impact on Target's fourth quarter profits for 2013, which fell by nearly 46% compared to the previous year. The company also incurred massive costs for card replacement and system overhaul, not to mention the hefty fines and legal fees. By the time the dust settled, Target's reputation was tarnished, their profits plummeted, and their customers were left feeling violated. Behind every crime, there are criminals. In the case of the Target data breach, the culprits were not your average thieves. These perpetrators were believed to be cybercriminals from Eastern Europe, operating from the shadowy corners of the digital world. Unlike traditional thieves, they didn't need to physically break into a store or vault. Instead, they exploited weaknesses in the digital infrastructure to wreak havoc. Their likely motive? The age-old motivator of many a crime: financial gain. They aimed to siphon off valuable credit and debit card information, from unsuspecting customers, a lucrative venture in the world's black markets. Now you might be wondering, how did these criminals manage to breach the defenses of a giant like Target? The answer lies in the vulnerabilities they exploited. They didn't directly attack Target's main systems. Instead, they found a weak link in the chain, a third-party vendor system. This vendor, a refrigeration contractor, had less stringent security measures compared to Target. The cybercriminals accessed Target's network through the vendor's weaker system, slipping through the cracks unnoticed. It was a classic case of a chain being only as strong as its weakest link. Once inside the system, they deployed malicious software or malware that was designed to steal credit card information from point-of-sale terminals, the very machines customers use to swipe their cards and make purchases. This malware lay hidden, silently collecting data before transmitting it back to the criminals. The audacious nature of this breach was a wake-up call for many. It showcased the evolving nature of cybercrime, where criminals no longer needed to physically rob a bank to steal millions. They could do it from the comfort of their own homes, thousands of miles away, using just a computer. The sheer audacity and sophistication of the attack left the cybersecurity world stunned, and the general public in fear. The Target data breach served as a stark reminder of the constant and ever-evolving threats we face in our increasingly digital world. In the wake of the breach, Target was left to pick up the pieces and find ways to prevent a recurrence. They began by issuing a public apology, acknowledging the breach and expressing deep regret for any inconvenience caused. To mitigate the financial impact on the affected customers, Target offered free credit monitoring and identity theft protection. The company also took steps to overhaul its system, investing heavily in technology and process enhancements. This included the implementation of advanced smart card technology, which replaced traditional magnetic stripe cards, making transactions more secure. However, the aftermath of the breach was not confined to Target alone. The incident led to a significant drop in customer trust, not just in Target, but across the retail industry. This compelled businesses industry-wide to ramp up their cybersecurity measures, leading to an increased focus on data protection and privacy. In hindsight, there are several preventive measures that could have been taken. Regular system audits, for instance, could have identified the vulnerabilities that led to the breach. Furthermore, comprehensive staff training on cybersecurity best practices is crucial, as human error often plays a significant role in data breaches. Another effective preventive measure is multi-factor authentication. By requiring multiple forms of verification, the probability of unauthorized access is greatly reduced. Finally, it's vital for organizations to establish a robust incident response plan. In the event of a breach, a well-executed plan can minimize damage, protect customer data, and maintain public trust. While Target has since recovered, the breach serves as a stark reminder of the importance of robust cybersecurity measures. It underscores the need for constant vigilance, regular system updates, and the value of investing in cutting-edge cybersecurity technology. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Target data breach. If you want more gripping content like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Stay safe and stay informed.